Parker.
Hey.
In 2020, I was meant to go to South by Southwest, and obviously that didn't happen. But I managed to see a lot of the films online, and Laura Hasn't Slept was one of them.
Amazing.
And I remember thinking I wish this was, I want to see more of this. And then I saw the trailer for Smile and thinking, Caitlin Stacey, I'm starting to put it all together. So it was awesome to see that short film become Smile and then build upon it with Smile 2, which I remember last night you were talking about you've always got to do it for yourself first. And if any idea comes to you too quickly, it's probably not the one that you're going to explore. So when did you know that, grief, trauma, the idea of a pop star and the fact that just opens up so much opportunity? When did you know that was the idea you wanted to explore?
Well, I had been sort of thinking of, when it became clear that audiences were really connecting with the first Smile, and became an opportunity to potentially do a sequel. I wanted to make sure, I can be very skeptical of sequels.
Yeah.
I think sometimes sequels are made for the wrong reason. I always think they should be, made with the same thoughtfulness and love as the original, which doesn't always happen. But, in that first month, I was just throwing ideas out because I was like, well, these are happening too quickly, exactly as you just said. When the idea of centering it on a pop star first occurred to me, I was like, wait, that's insane. But then it just stuck in my brain and wouldn't go away. It just sort of started growing and magnifying and sort of felt like this bolt of lightning, and I got obsessed with it. And so I went into the studio and pitched it, and I think they were very surprised. But to their credit, they got behind it, and that discovery of the character of Skye Riley really drove everything.
Yeah. And well, speaking of lightning, Naomi Scott in this is one of those horror performances where it's just her whole body is in this. And I know that some of the songs were written before she came on, but how much of the song informed, how many of the songs informed the story? Because you listen to the lyrics of some of them and you're like, okay, that's actually kind of almost spoiling some stuff. But yeah, how many of the songs were written before she came on board, and did she sort of help with, tailoring the songs to her voice and to her character?
So after I had written the script, I started reaching out to music producers and songwriters, and sort of had created this really detailed brief of what I was trying to capture. And then I started getting sent demos, hundreds and hundreds of demos from all different artists. I was looking to sort of find a sound that then we could sort of grow upon. In the film, there's 5 original songs. One is by this producing duo, Take a Day Trip, which is Grieved You, which is sort of the music video song that we start with. And that had started as a demo that then we developed really with those music producers sort of driving it. And then the other 4 were produced by Alexis Ida Rose Kesselman. And Ida Rose is so unbelievably talented. And she sort of was we were trading these ideas back and forth, and sort of she had created the sounds for a few of the songs, and was dancing around some lyrics, and sort of I was sort of giving her some thoughts about how we could really lean into lyrics that felt thematic but also felt like pop. That was the big challenge.
Yeah.
And so by the time Naomi came on, we already had 3 of the songs sort of locked in, but Naomi brought a lot of herself to them. And then the final 2 songs, I got Naomi and Ida Rose together, and they, Naomi's an amazing musical artist in her own right, and they really worked together, and it was so fun to get to sort of be on the periphery of that brain trust as these songs were developing. But yeah, Naomi really brought the persona of Skye to life.
Yeah. Is it true that Tate McRae is one of the writers on one of them?
Tate McRae's one of the writers on Grieved You.
Yeah,
Grieved You.
yeah, yeah. Because I was sort of watching her perform. I was like, there was elements of certain pop stars that I was like, okay, I can. Yeah. But with obviously we get jump scares a lot in these films. The first one we had, I guess, what I would call the laptop scare. This one we get the phone. All I'll say is the phone. But I'm like, how do you know when you've executed a good jump scare? Obviously, when we see it in the cinema, because sound in this was the sound last night. I don't know if that was what every cinema is going to be like, or that was just that cinema, but the silence was deafening. whenever there was a sound move, it like shook the whole cinema. But like, when do you know that you're like, okay, this is the moment we put the scare in? We go with either no music, or we just go with a big bit of music to really amp it up. Like, yeah, how does that process come for you?
Well, it starts on the page, of course, and going into production with like a really strong plan of how to capture these moments, knowing that I want to be able to give myself a little bit of optionality in the edit. Really, where the scare comes to life is in the edit. And so what's the challenge becomes when you're myself and my editor, Elliot Greenberg, we get so close to the movie and we've seen it. It's like a good scare is like a good joke, but once you've watched it 50 times, it's no longer funny to you, right? So you need to sort of test it on other people, and it's really about dialing in, okay, where is the rhythm expected? How can we disrupt what people are sort of used to? I think people have gotten so inundated with like tropey jump scares, and I'm always trying to sort of subvert that and do things that will catch people off guard. And it's about just fine-tuning in the edit. And sort of, we like to bring in other members of the post team and sit them down. They're all very nervous when we do this because they know that we're going to test out a jump scare.
I'm going to say I think you mastered the jump scare. So thank you so much for the movie and just everything that I hope you go with forward. So thank you.
Awesome. Great.
Cheers. Thank you.
Appreciate it.